What if you were trapped inside a coffin for 10,000 years? Well, that's exactly what it takes to be a Dreadnought in Warhammer 40K. You basically sign up, die, then wake up in a metal box centuries later. But do you have what it takes to survive that long in such a small space? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most iconic moments in Space Marine 2, the Dreadnought scene. Now, there's actually a lot more to this than meets the eye. So today, we're going to break down the lore around Dreadnoughts and the process of becoming one, because it's not all sunshine and roses. If you guys like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing and supporting me by clicking the links below. Now, let's get into it. Here's an interesting question. When you imagine a Space Marine, what kind of Space Marine do you imagine? A flashy Ultramarine? Maybe? How about a sneaky elf? Perhaps you're more of a fan of the Chaos Space Marines. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say that this question isn't meant to offend anyone. It's just something to think about. You see, when I imagine a Space Marine, I don't think of any of those things. I think of Dreadnoughts, specifically Dreadnoughts like Ferrus Manus. Dreadnoughts are one of the oldest types of Space Marine. They're slower and clumsier than other types, but they make up for this with their sheer power. In fact, Dreadnoughts can be traced back to the Horus Heresy, which makes them nearly 10,000 years old. Now, some people might think that that's a bad thing, but I disagree. After all, it means that they had plenty of time to hone their skills and become masters of their craft. Plus, who wouldn't want to live in a world where giant robots roam the streets? Of course, not everyone can be a Dreadnought. There are only so many giant robots to go around, after all. But if you're willing to put in the work, you too could one day become a Dreadnought. Just ask Ferrus Manus, one of the most feared Dreadnoughts of all time. He was once just an ordinary Space Marine, but he worked his way up through the ranks until he was finally selected to become a Dreadnought. But it's not easy being a Dreadnought. For starters, you have to be able to handle the immense power that comes with being one. After all, you're essentially a walking nuclear reactor. And if you're not careful, you could end up blowing yourself up. Then there's the matter of staying sane. As a Dreadnought, you're cut off from the outside world, and that can take a toll on your mental health. Fortunately, Ferrus Manus has found ways to cope. He spends his time reading books and practicing martial arts. He has also come to terms with his mortality and accepts that he may never see his loved ones again. So what does it take to become a Dreadnought? Well, first, you need to be a Space Marine. That's pretty important. After all, you're not going to turn a normal human into a Dreadnought. You need someone with military training and experience. Next, you need to be willing to sacrifice everything. Being a Dreadnought is not a normal life. You're giving up your humanity in exchange for power. Finally, you need to be patient. It can take years to become a Dreadnought. You need to prove yourself to the chapter, and then you need to wait your turn. But if you're willing to make the sacrifice, the rewards can be great. Not only will you be a powerful warrior, but you'll also be immortal. Well, sort of. Being a Dreadnought is not easy. Not only do you have to deal with the physical and psychological toll of being encased in metal for centuries, but you also have to worry about running out of ammo. After all, you can't exactly just pop out of your Dreadnought to restock on bullets. So what do Dreadnoughts do when they run out of ammo? Well, some of them turn to cannibalism. Yes, that's right. Some Dreadnoughts resort to eating each other when they run out of bullets. It's not exactly the best solution, but it's better than starving to death. One of the most popular Dreadnought chapters is the Iron Hands. They're known for their cybernetic enhancements and their brutal efficiency in combat. But what most people don't know is that the Iron Hands have a dark secret. You see, the Iron Hands have a history of cannibalism, and it all started with their Primarch Ferrus Manus. Ferrus was once a normal human being, but he was taken from Earth and transformed into a genetically engineered super soldier. He was given the powers and abilities of a god, but he was also cursed with an insatiable hunger for flesh. Ferrus' thirst for human flesh grew stronger and stronger until he eventually gave in to his dark side. He led his army of Iron Hand Space Marines in a brutal campaign of conquest, leaving a trail of dead bodies in his wake. His warriors became known as the Flesh Eaters, and they developed a taste for human flesh. Even after Ferrus died, his warriors continued to indulge in cannibalism. They saw it as a way to honor their fallen Primarch and keep his memory alive. But the worst part is that it's not even that bad. Most dreadnoughts can control their bloodlust, but some of them simply can't. These dreadnoughts are known as bloodthirsters, and they're the ones who prey on the living. Bloodthirsters are extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. They're mindless killing machines who are driven by nothing more than their thirst for blood. If you thought being trapped in a coffin for 10,000 years would drive you crazy, just wait until you hear about the Iron Within. The Iron Within is a group of dreadnoughts who've been corrupted by chaos. They're known as the most terrifying dreadnoughts in the galaxy, and for good reason. The Iron Within are relentless killing machines who are driven by an insatiable lust for power. They're immune to pain and fear, and they'll stop at nothing to achieve their goals. If you ever encounter an Iron Within, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye. The Iron Within are dreadnoughts who have been infected by the Chaos God. They're incredibly tough and resistant to damage, but they're also incredibly slow and cumbersome. Despite their size and weight, Iron Within dreadnoughts are surprisingly agile. They were able to move quickly and easily through tight spaces, and they were even capable of jumping great distances. However, their agility is put to the test when they enter the battlefield. Iron Within dreadnoughts are often forced to traverse difficult terrain and avoid enemy fire while still carrying out their mission objectives. Their heavy armor and weaponry make it difficult to maneuver, but their natural agility allows them to overcome these obstacles. So now you know what it takes to become a dreadnought. You have to be a badass space marine. Be willing to sacrifice everything and be patient. Oh, and don't forget to watch out for the Iron Within! They're a bunch of crazy chaos-infected dreadnoughts who are out to kill you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, stay safe out there.